I'm Sonia Oates, I'm Head of Economics and I'm one of the economics teachers at Cardinal Newman College, and I want to tell you a little bit about what economics is. It's a fabulous subject, I've got to say that because I teach it all day, every day, and it really will help you understand how the world works. So it's split into two parts, macroeconomics and microeconomics, and macroeconomics is probably what most of you coming into economics think you're going to learn about: unemployment, recession, terms that we hear so much in the news at the moment, government borrowing, but that's the second part of the course. We start that in January. So microeconomics is all about how the world works, and we're going to look at the basic economic problem, the fact that we've got scarce resources and infinite wants, and economic agents, that's anybody that makes an economic decision, an individual, a firm, a household, the government, and they have to decide how to allocate those scarce resources. And in the UK, we have a mixed economy. So the resources are allocated through firms and buyers, and that's through markets. And then we have government provision as well. So first of all, we look at how markets work. And just to give you an example, if you want to buy a new coat and you've got the money, you can go to the shop, and if you've got the money, you buy that coat. If that coat's a little bit too expensive, you don't buy it. And to be honest, that's not a problem, probably, because you've got lots of other coats at home. However, let's assume that you went to the shop to buy healthcare and you couldn't afford it. Then at that point we'd say, well, that's not acceptable. It's not acceptable that somebody maybe on a low income can't afford to access healthcare. So at that point we'd say the market is failing, and then we look at lots of examples of market failure. And then once we've decided a market is failing, we look at the theory of government intervention and how governments intervene to actually make it better. So in the case of healthcare, we know that the government provides healthcare, what we call free, at the point of consumption. So if I were to walk down the stairs there and I broke my leg, I can just go to A&E, I get fixed, and I don't have to pay a penny. I pay it indirectly through taxes. But that brings problems as well. So we need to look at both sides and to see what's the best way to provide healthcare in the UK. Another example of a failing market would be the cigarette market. We consume cigarettes as consumers knowing that they're bad for us. So we say the market's failing. And this time when the government intervenes, they don't have state provision, but they have indirect taxes, they use laws to make it illegal to smoke in public places, they have education campaigns, and that would be another context that we would look at. So that would be the first sort of period up until Christmas. We look at markets, how they work, what happens when they don't work. We look at government intervention, and then after Christmas we look at the macroeconomy. As I said earlier, unemployment, inflation, economic growth, and the policies that governments have to make sure that the economy keeps on an even keel. And at the moment, when things are really unsure and uncertain outside, that's when we need the government to really step in, and we look at the theory behind those policies and the context behind those policies as well. To study economics at Newman, you need the general A-level requirements, but we also ask that you achieve a 6 in English language and a 6 in maths. So the reason for maths isn't difficult in economics. You have to learn a few formulae. We look at a lot of data, economic growth data, we look at population growth, the number of houses that are getting built. So we look at a lot of graphs, but also you have to be able to construct diagrams. And we start with very basic diagrams like production possibility frontiers that can illustrate the basic economic problem. We move through demand and supply diagrams that illustrate how markets work, and then we get into more complex diagrams in the second year. So we look at tariff diagrams. Donald Trump is one for tariff. He's very protectionist. So we look at the implications of that. And diagrams are fabulous for developing your theoretical analysis. So that is all a maths skill. That's why we want you to have a 6 in maths. In terms of the English language, economics is very essay based. For your final A level, your final A level A-level exams, you'll have 3 papers and you write 5 essays across those papers. So you need to be able to write essays. We will provide you with essay structures and essay planners, but it's something you need to be aware of when you join the economics course. It's not like writing a history essay or an English essay, because we integrate the diagrams into the essays, so you can then use the diagrams to develop your theoretical analysis that will develop your chains of reasoning. So the essays are something that hopefully you'll really enjoy writing. You'll be able to show off your skills and also come to a final conclusion, because that's the thing that's really good about economics. In terms of what you want to do with your economics, it sits so well with any subject. It really does. It gives you a lot of life skills really that you can take forward. You will look at the world in a different way and learn that respect for others. Really, what happens is some people come in and they get sucked into the subject and they want to take it further. So it's important that I do mention that if you do want to study it at university, a lot of the top universities now do ask for Maths A-level. So that is a really good choice to choose Maths A-level. Having said that, not everybody does. So some students would choose the art subjects. They might do English literature and history and economics. Others are scientists and they like economics because they like the logic that we have with the diagrams, and it gives them a change. They can write essays as well. But also students, we take what we call the power of 3, business studies, economics and accounting, and that's really good if you want to pursue a business an apprenticeship in accounting or move into the business field. But it really is up to you. In terms of what you want to take with economics. So what really helps your economics, folks, is to take a keen interest in what's going on around you. Every week in my class we have a quick quiz. In teams we keep a record and we have prizes at the end of each term. So it is important that you know what's going on, and that provides the context. And that links then into the extracurricular work that we do. A lot of students take a keen interest in the stock exchange, so we get involved in the Student Investor Challenge. The winning prize is a trip to New York. Some students got up to the semi-finals last year, but that was as far as it went. I was looking forward to going with them. We get involved with the Bank of England. They run a competition and we take teams, and we're able to make a presentation to members of the Bank of England about what we would do with interest rates. So that's a really good thing to do. We've joined the local Chamber of Commerce. We get invited to their breakfast meetings, so there's an opportunity for networking. And last year we went to the Brexit conference that they had, which was really good and informative. And for business, accounting, economic students as well, all together, it's something that they can really share in and join. So we do share our extracurricular activities with them as well. We have guest speakers. One of our old students works for the CBI, the Confederation of British Industry, so it's really good when he comes in to give us an insight into his job and just to know what people that used to sit in the classroom go on to do. We've got students who are investment bankers, others work for charities, some have gone into project management. We've got students working at Rolls-Royce, BAE. There's so many opportunities. Economics, it's a really good A-level to do. It's really enjoyable, and you will hopefully never forget it, and it will really equip you to go out into the big wide world and and enjoy what life holds in store for you. So I hope I've given you lots of information and whet your appetite. If there's anything else you want to know, please get in touch and I'll be really happy to answer your questions. Thank you.